My hands on whoever did this.
A ghost damaged the sign.
Problem, madam?
Sir, I'm sorry, but we're closed. As you can see, we're facing some problems right now. How do you do?
I do quite well, thank you. You say your store's been robbed?
More than once. A thief has been stealing merchandise. And now Nathaniel has stolen the cash box and fled.
You also have a haunting. That's a lot.
Widow Ingersoll, I'm no constable, but in your case, I could make an exception and look into it.
You could? Well, thank you. I really do need that cash box back. It's not much, but it's all I have. My damned keys are in it too.
If I were to find out that ghost is giving you trouble, would you know who it could be?
A ghost? Why would you ask me about a ghost?
Hire a Thatcher and they'll ask you about your roof. You find a banisher.
Well, no. If I am haunted, it could only be my dead husband. Old man Ingersoll lives in my heart, but I promise you, he does not haunt me.
Did Nathaniel steal your merchandise, or was that someone else?
I believe there were two thieves, yes.
Couldn't Nathaniel be responsible for both crimes?
No. He's smart. He'd not carry 20 pounds of provisions back to Boston when he could fill his purse with coin.
Nathaniel Sather is your salesman, as I recall. Where might he have gone? And why might he have taken the cash box?
We had words. He wished to try for Boston, I need him here. A promise is a promise. Now he's a promise breaker and a thief to boot, who took the keys I kept as a memento of my late husband.
I'll need to nose around your store, your house too. Do I have your permission?
You do? I won't be far.
I'll get to work.
Very well. I'll be here.
Anyone home? I'm Red McCraith, the Banisher. Show yourself.
I think we're alone.
Bathsheba Ingersoll said Nathaniel Sather wanted to go back to Boston. But really, he wanted to get back to his friend Thomas. Perhaps there's a key. This account book isn't too healthy.
Mind your business, Mr. McCraith.
We found all we could. Might be time to go after our thief.
Nathaniel stole a cart. Maybe you could follow his tracks.
Not a bad idea, Mrs. Ingersoll. Cart tracks. That way. Do you think perhaps the late Mr. Ingersoll may haunt his old store?
To punish Nathaniel who broke his promise? Perhaps. I doubt it.
Nathaniel must have had motivation to flee in snow like this.
Or desperation. The tracks veer to the right.
I think I used to count my wolf kills on one hand. Reinforcements!
Watch out! Spectre possession! The missing cart. Abandoned. The wheel is stuck.
You know I'll not wish to bother you, mistress. But when do you think you'll pay me my wages?
I'll pay you when I can, Nathaniel. You know this.
You've been saying that for months now, and I'm struggling to believe it. 'Tis in the contract that I be paid. Pay me by tomorrow, or I must act.
You must act. Do you hear yourself? Go clean the back room and hush with your nonsense.
That's it. That's blooming well it. Take what is mine, I'll take it.
I'm guessing this is Bathsheba's cash box. Nathaniel robbed the widow.
He was desperate. She'd left him no choice.
Novices really have no idea how many miles a banisher runs to solve a case.
I once met Nero Fox, the infamous banisher who solved all his cases from the comfort of his armchair.
I should have become his apprentice.
Thing is, his apprentice was the one that went into the field for him. The tracks continue this way.
I think Nathaniel was injured.
Looks that way. What with the blood and torn clothing and all. There's blood here.
The tracks lead into this cave. Must have been really desperate. Through a single point passes an infinity of paths.
Go away! Leave me alone! Ah! Shoe! No! Give it back! Ah!
Eaten alive. Hope it was quick.
The wolf took up hers. Bathsheba Ingersoll's, perhaps.
Bloody mongrel! Not today. Bloody mongrel! Let's search the den. Poor Nathaniel shall never again see Boston.
But Bathsheba Ingersoll may get her money back.
Nathaniel. Poor lad.
Move yourself! Here's the belt. The purse is with it.
Keys. Widow Ingersoll's, I don't doubt.
I've seen this symbol in the mines below Fort Jericho.
Why would she have keys to the mines?
Mines. You want to take a look, don't you?
Excuse me.
Nathaniel Sather, I presume. The salesman at Ingersoll's store.
Indeed. Well, former salesman, obviously. Killed on his journey to Boston.
Yes, we found your body. Sorry about that. I'm Antea Duarte, and here is Red McWraith. We're banishers, and we've been searching for you.
Banishers? Wonderful. You can help me. I am defenseless, unarmored, vulnerable. It's not something I enjoy.
You need our help, you say?
Indeed I do. I wish you to pass a message to Widow Ingersoll.
Pay your debts, Bathsheba Ingersoll. I think she got the message already.
She owes me my wages. Her husband left money, and she has not spent it. It is close to her heart. She'll not part with it.
That's why you stole the cash box. I've got some bad news, Nathaniel. You're dead. You can't spend the money.
No, but Thomas can. She can send it to Boston. She knows about him. She knows about my best friend in the whole wide world.
I'll ask you some questions, if you don't mind. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your past. Where are you from?
I'm Boston born and raised. Thought I'd die there too. Alas, it was not to be. I miss the city life. The music. The colour and the splendour. The dance of commerce. The flower sellers' forget-me-nots. Oh, the forget-me-nots.
Do you have family?
I have Thomas. Bathsheba knows about him. About us. I know she read our letters.
We're not here to judge you, Mr. Sather, or who you love.
I'm in a bind now. I can get the money. The money is mine. But I cannot use it. Bathsheba Ingersoll must send the money to Thomas in Boston.
A good boss, is she, the widow Ingersoll?
Once she was as good as her husband. Now, not so much.
What happened?
Old man Ingersoll was the kindest of men, and God rewarded him with a talent for commerce. He taught me all he knew, and more than that, became the father I'd never had. But he took sick and died. Bathsheba began to live for her shop alone. Nothing matters to her anymore.
We found your purse. With the money, there were keys. Bathsheba's.
Bathsheba's. She guarded the keys closely. She'd take them with her when she went out.
Keepsakes of her husband, she said.
A lie. Before we came to Fort Jericho, I'd never seen those keys in my life.
Do you know where she was going?
Not far. She was never gone more than an hour.
Not far from the fort. Somewhere locked up, if the keys are any kind of clue.
If I had something to hide not far from the fort, I'd hide it in the mines. We'll take our leave.
I don't know what this key opens. I do know Widow Ingersoll wants it even more than she wants her money. And if you find out why, she'll be very upset.
Sather right? Did the Widow Ingersoll lie to us?
One of them isn't telling the truth. We should explore the mines beneath the fort anyway, just in case. Like falling off a log after being startled by a wisp in Akashus.
Piss off!
Spectres have gathered around. Why not force them to appear?
Nokuhei!
Standing by. This isn't over yet.
Get back up!
They never learn, do they?
Once you've revealed the routes, I'll destroy them. Is that some kind of cenotaph?
I think so. A memorial to hunters lost. All hunters lost.
Get back up!
and then it crush you.
Still impressive.
Here, I found something. I love doing that.
I'm ready to shoot the infested roots after you bruise the heart. Nice teamwork. find the key to open this.
Are you still here?
Why, you're welcome. It's an honour to help you out. No thanks necessary.
Spare me your humour, soldier.
Permission to take my leave, Captain?
Permission granted.
Think you could take on a ghost? You shouldn't stay in there. Stop that spectre before it possesses the corpse.
Bloody dark in here. we are. Now, let's find the symbol. I do not like this place one bit.
Nathaniel was right about the keys. Now why would Bathsheba come here?
Sugar, oil, and spoons. All stolen from Ingersoll's store.
According to the widow.
One thief stole the money and the keys and the merchandise and hid the stuff here. And that thief was the widow Ingersoll herself.
Why would she steal her own merchandise?
Maybe she's planning on fleeing?
Put out that light. Aim at that lantern. Can I join in too?
Traces of a ghost's memory resonate here.
You've been good to me, Mr. Ingersoll, and I'll not forget it. I'll do as you ask. I'll help your good lady wife to run the store. I'll not let you down. I swear on it.
Mr. Ingersoll, the late husband of our dear widow.
Nathaniel seemed loyal to the Ingersolls. I wonder why he broke his promise.
We should ask the widow. The ledger for Ingersoll's store. Same dates, but with much higher figures.
2 different ledgers, one of which was locked inside a chest. Widow Ingersoll didn't want Nathaniel to see the accounts. She was lying to him about the finances.
Why would Bathsheba lie about her finances?
To keep the store, to keep Nathaniel. They're all she has. She doesn't want to be alone.
So, Banishers, what did you find?
Mr. Sether. Amongst other things hidden in the mines, we found your contract with Mr. Ingersoll.
I signed that on the day old man Ingersoll died. Tears stained the page. I promised to look after the shop, to look after Bathsheba. On my oath, I bound myself to the store. But the bonds chafed. So I took what was mine and ran.
We also found an account book, a double of the one Bathsheba showed you, only healthier.
Bathsheba has money. Bathsheba lies. The money is rightfully mine.
Maybe it's time to go back to the store and confront Widow Ingersoll.
We'll take our leave.
Thank you for your help.
We must talk, Mrs. Ingersoll.
Sounds ominous. So talk.
I've bad news for you. I found Nathaniel's body. The wolves got him.
Oh no. Poor boy, what a terrible end. Did he, have my keys with him?
Ah, yes. The keys. The precious keys you so ardently wished to recover. The keys which opened first a door in the mines, then a chest sat behind that door. I found your real ledger and your so-called stolen goods. You lied to me, hoping I wouldn't go to the mines. Didn't it work?
The box is mine, and so are its contents. What did you do with it? I want them back.
We have what we need. Perhaps it's time to end this.
Mrs. Ingersoll, I have someone I want you to meet. An old friend.
Lord have mercy.
Don't worry, Mrs. Ingersoll, all's well. You know Nathaniel Sather, of course. I'll confirm it. His ghost haunts your store.
You! He who left when I needed him and lingers when I very much don't!
The money is mine by right.
The money is Mr. Ingersoll's. You wanted it for your precious Thomas.
My Thomas is alive, and old man Ingersoll is long dead, and you have never grieved him. You keep me here to keep the store. You keep the store to keep your husband. You keep your husband to keep your heart unbroken.
I cannot. It would kill me to. I lied about the books. I stole the stock and hid it, so the business would continue. So you would stay.
I know. But do you hear yourself? What the hell were you thinking?
I think it's time to end this.
Nathaniel Sather, the Ingersoll store was their labor of love, and you sacrificed much to keep it going. Now, you haunt its owner.
I did nothing wrong. She withheld my wages. She lied about the store's finances.
That's history now. Where you are, you can't use the money. You can't go back to Boston, Nathaniel.
No, I can. I can move fast and far now. No limits. I can go to Thomas.
To what end? So you can haunt him?
Your heart may be bound to Thomas, but your ghost is bound to the store by your written promise to old man Ingersoll. You won't leave. You can't. Slowly you will decay. And slowly, you will forget who you were. You'll forget who Thomas was.
But that's unfair.
Life is unfair, Nathaniel. Death, too. If you can't claim fairness, at least claim peace. Go now, free of your obligations.
Forgive me, Thomas, for I failed you. Please, remember me as I remembered you.
Go in peace.
Nathaniel. What an awful thing to have to see. What will I do now? And how will I do it?
You've saved our sorry asses, sir. Of that there's no doubt. You've earned us a rare bit of rest, and that comes most welcome.
You all right, soldier? You look drop dead weary.
Aye, but I'll not leave my post. What do you take me for?
The dead come no longer, but he's still terrified.
Your comrades think you're too scared to sleep. You should prove them wrong.
I don't give five shites what they think. They may tend to their own duty while I tend to mine.
All bullshit aside, what's going on?
What do you care? I have my problems and you have yours, so let me handle myself. I ain't important, and I don't deserve no help. Waste of time helping me anyway.
You heard the man. He wants no help. I see no reason to force it on him. For now, at least.
As you were, soldier. Tis good to see you, Flora.
Red, the Banisher. How does the day find you?
I'll take my leave of you, Flora.
Till later, perhaps.
I'd like to help him. Old soldier and all.
All right. Let's start with his billet.
Cotton Peabody, a working man. I admit to some surprise, sir.
You should try it sometime, McCraith.
You're looking well. Work suits you.
Aye, you'll not be shot of me just yet.
Glad to be back under the captain's orders, are we?
Glad enough. The captain, well, what he's been through must change a man. You need his men to step up.
The consummate soldier, loyal to the end.
What will you do now?
I'll stay. For the captain. For myself. There's work to be done and I'll do my part. If Nurse Wings taught me one thing, it's that you should always help. I wish to do right by her.
You're a new man, Mr. Peabody.
I grew up on a farm. I know how to work.
She saw the good in him. Looks like she was right.
As you were, Mr. Peabody. See you about.
Aye, you will. As long as I'm about, you'll see me.
keep looking. Banisher Rule 92, by a man's things shall ye know him. Reward given to a brave soldier. I believe we found Andrew's things.
This is our best lead yet. Do I remember something about Andrew White on a report in the infirmary?
You do? To the infirmary then. After that, we might look for his train band record. A metal trinket to mark a life of sacrifice. Oh, I bet he'd rather have his slick back.
At least he made it home.
Aye. And he didn't.
Any idea who this ghost might be?
You may know a soldier by his trail of dead. Could be anyone. 14 years is a long time to live haunted.
White must have a will of iron.
Kept it to himself. Must have been hellish. I'll talk to Andrew. Might perk him up a bit. Should have had your breakfast, friend. Anyway, greetings.
I'm Antea Duarte. This here is Red McWraith. We're banishers. Now, who are you and what do you want? You chose to manifest. Why is that? Are you looking for help? Who are you? This isn't gonna be easy, is it? Are you the ghost haunting Andrew White? Is that a yes or a no? Mute ghosts take forever.
This is pointless. We're hunting in the dark with no light and no spoor.
First, you have to find out what's keeping him from speaking. Andrew won't be much help. But if our friend here can't tell us what he wants, maybe he can show us. Do you want us to follow you? I think he wants us to follow him. He left stains. Clever. I'll keep an eye out so we don't lose them. Over here. I'm reminded of one of my first cases. The ghost was mute because the person haunted refused to talk.
So this one is mute because of Andrew.
I don't know. Maybe. You're welcome. He's leading us somewhere. This way. The ghost haunting Andrew seems weak. Drawing out the torture the better to enjoy it? Or holding itself back, afraid to feed too much?
If mine had been so kind, maybe I'd have slept night. I'm jealous.
Don't be. These ones are the worst. Years withering, decades even. It's a awful way to go. Call on me.
Our friend the ghost could have shown us a safer route.
Or he's just playing with us. He wants us to follow him. Spectral writing on the wall. See for yourself. Our ghost does not seek revenge. That makes things easier.
Joshua Gouge, gone too soon.
What's it going to say? Joshua Gouge outstayed his welcome. The ghost has something to show us. Here, we can go on. Look to me. Joshua looks kindly on Andrew. What were they to each other?
Brothers in arms, perhaps. You never feel as close to a mate as when you fight by his side. You fight for the man beside you, not for money, not for a king, for your mate.
You have friends from the war. First I've heard of them.
We lost contact. Maybe when this is over, I'll look them up. Most young men are taught to dream of war. And when they get there, they dream of home. And they're not busy fighting and dying, that is.
He's leading us somewhere. Did we miss a few?
I sense the fragment of a ghost's voice.
Shite! To arms! To arms! They waylay us!
The right flank! Hold them off!
Josh! Behind you!
God damn bastardly cove! Help me!
Joshua! No!
Nice to meet you again, Joshua.
You want us to help Andrew White give up his guilt and get on with his life. Am I right?
We know you died fighting by his side. Is that why he feels guilty? Is this why you can't speak? Oh, I've been there. I'll do everything I can to help.
If help we can.
Only these two could talk to each other.
Andrew needs to start talking. As long as he swallows his guilt, nothing will change. There's a wall between these two, and we must knock it down.
I may be able to do that. Andrew failed to save his friend and blames himself for it.
Guilt is normal, but you must let it go.
I had claw marks on it.
None of this explains what binds the ghost here.
The captain says Helen Priest has joined her husband in the afterlife. May God forgive her, and may her comrades forgive her too. Apart from the captain, I'm the next in command. Me.
Back yourself, mate. I don't usually bring it up, but I was a soldier too.
Thought as much. Where'd you fight?
Well, first I fought my way across half the Highlands. Later I'd fight wherever my paymaster sent me. Bavaria, Bohemia, Austria.
What's your war story then? We all have one.
In a tavern in Paris, with three of my comrades. A Turkman stood us drinks and offered us work, fighting for the Ottomans against the Viennese, and the Poles, the Prussians, and whoever else. And the pay was good. A villa each in Cyprus and slaves all of our own. I said I'd not have slaves and had not turned my coat. I will, said my friend Lucas. But I'll free the slaves. I shook his hand and wished him well. 9 months later, my band ambushed a Turkish emissary on escort to Venice. I found Lucas by the side of the road. I buried him where he fell.
Well, probably wasn't you that shot him, was it? Hard to know, I suppose. But you know what never leaves? The smell. That sickening, coppery vapor rising as a man's life pulls beneath him. For all those brave young boys we send off in search of glory, that stink is their rude awakening.
Easier to die with than live with, perhaps.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. But come. Blood soaks away. Let's not dwell upon the past, and men long gone.
You're not like this, but we must speak of Joshua.
Leave it be. In the past, where it belongs.
Your past is very much present. Your friend Joshua has a message for you.
He wants to take revenge. I know it.
You're no wrong. He wants to give you freedom. He never blamed you. You blamed yourself.
Why would he not seek revenge? He's due it.
He doesn't see it that way.
I shot him. I was trying to save him and I shot him.
Hold on. How did this happen?
We were skirmishing in the forest. 2 Indian fellas bore down on Joshua. Dropped one, but the other had him cold. I was 20 yards away. I raised my musket, pulled the trigger. Bullet went straight through his skull.
Did you admit it later? I mean, no one would have thought the worst of you. A battle like that, well, shite happens.
Shite happens to shite soldiers. I said nothing. I wanted it over. I want it over. I don't want to live. I want to die. Please. Please. Put me out of my misery.
I am duty-bound to protect the living from the dead. Sometimes too from themselves. You can't see it now, but you can learn to live with this. Talk about it. Accept it. You'll come to the point where it stops defining your life and you can set about living in the time you have left.
No. You survived. Now you must live.
Joshua? Is that you? It cannot be. I saw you dead.
It is, old friend. I've tried for the longest time to speak to you, but your guilt took my voice. You must live in peace.
I have done the right. I shot you. I was sure my aim was good, but it was not. I shot you.
It was an accident, Andrew. You tried to save me. You failed, but you may make amends. Until you give yourself peace, I cannot have mine. Save me, Andrew, save me. Give yourself peace and save me.
Joshua, you have spoken. Andrew, you've heard. It's time to end the story.
Joshua Gouge, you've lingered in silence for too long. You can go.
I can. Thank you, Vanishers. Thank you, Andrew.
Time to say goodbye, boys.
I'm sorry, my friend. I've carried the weight of your death as far as I can.
The debt, if any, is paid. Live your life.
Farewell, Joshua. You've done your duty and more.
Farewell, old friend.
You have been here.
I'm good for nothing after that. Thanks for your help. I'll not forget it. Just leave me alone, McCraith. I need some time.
Watch out! Spectre possession! Divert your focus. The veil shields this one.
Wee Highland kiss for you.
Can I join in too?
Bastard.
This quick mist is different.
How so?
Like it's fortified for protection.
Be gone.
Off with you.
Elizabeth,
I remember you. The banisher from New Eden Town. When we met, I thought you alone. In truth, a ghost walks with you.
Aye. Invisible. Indivisible.
You should not be here.
Elizabeth O'Hara, right?
Yes, and that is my business. I'll mind you to tend to your own.
Did the fever take you?
Inevitably, yes. I, and I alone, had long accepted it. Stay away from my sister. Stay away from Mary Clare. Leave us. Be gone.
Get the hell out of there!
Elizabeth cares. Deeply.
Yes, she's very protective.
Perhaps something around this cove will tell us about this Mary Clare.